Oh, by the way, before we get to Mike Pence, you got to hear this. It's last night, NBC Nightly News. Grab soundbite number 5. This is just more of the same here. More of this left-wing hate for conservatives like this Bureau of Labor Statistics babe. Ash Hack is out there saying that Christians end up voting for these conservatives, end up voting Nazis, and they call themselves, they vote for Christians and end up being Nazis, and so forth. On her Twitter account, she claims she was hacked. Last night, the NBC Nightly News, Lester Holt, filling in for that paragon of truth, Brian Williams, and he had Ann Curry in there to talk about the Iran nuclear talks. So what's the latest on the tough situation facing Iranian negotiators having to convince hardliners in that country to go along with the deal? Now, let me tell you what this means. Lester Holt is asking Ann Curry, okay, in Iran, we got some people who want to deal with Obama. We got some moderate, like this President Rouhani, very moderate, very modern guy, wants to do a deal. But how many people in Iran, like the Ayatollah Khamenei, these hardliners, does he have to try to convince to go along with the deal? This is what she said.
On this critical night in these talks, what the Iranian negotiators say they really need to say yes to a deal is the ability to sell it back home. As in the U.S., Iran has conservatives who don't trust the other side, and they are ready to pounce if they believe the negotiators give up too much.
Iran has conservatives who don't trust the other side, and they are ready to pounce if they believe the negotiators give up too much. You know what's flawed about this? There aren't any moderate Iranians involved in the negotiations. That's the big joke here. But they want to project. And they look at themselves in America, these liberals do, as moderates and pragmatists. And they always want to do what's reasonable and the right thing. And then over here you got guys like the governor of Indiana and the governor out there of Arizona. You got guys on the radio like Limbaugh, these extreme hard-line right-wingers. And Iran has the same one. You know who they are? The Ayatollahs, the mullahs, yeah. And so somehow the moderates in Iran have got to prevail with these hardliners, just like we in America have to overcome these hardliners like Ted Cruz if we want to get anything done. It's defamatory. It's an ongoing defamation of Republicans and conservatives that is being ratcheted up. It's increasing. And it is being applauded and supported everywhere you look on the left. Political, music, pop culture, wherever it is. This defamation is continuing. It's becoming more intense. As far as Iran is concerned, there aren't any moderates. The Ayatollah Khamenei runs the show. The president is a figurehead when it comes to deals like this. There aren't disagreements of opinions in Iran that are relevant. I mean, if there's ever a moderate that surfaces and thinks the Ayatollah's off the in the loony bin, guess what happens? The moderate gets stoned to death or beheaded or what have you. The Iranian political apparatus in no way equals what we have in this country. The American political apparatus is unique to the world. There isn't any other, particularly in Iran. The Ayatollah Khamenei tells the president what to do. Why do you think Ahmadinejad is no longer the president? Why do you think he lost the election? Why did he won the first place? He won because that's who the Ayatollahs wanted. The problem with Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, he started to give up the ghost. Ahmadinejad was too public in his honesty. Remember when Ahmadinejad came to the United Nations? And he goes to Columbia University after receiving an invitation to come address the student body at Columbia. He was considered to be so insightful and such a wonderful guest. The students of Columbia should have to listen. They should hear what this enlightened new Iranian president has to say. So he shows up, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, People that were close say it's obvious he doesn't take showers very often. That's just a side thing. A student during the Q&A asked him about freedom for homosexuals in Iran, and he said, we don't have any in Iran. We don't have that problem in Iran. And some of the students at the audience at Columbia University began to chuckle. To which Mahmoud Ahmadinejad said, oh, did you know some? Can you tell me where they live? We don't have anything like that in Iran. No. Now, the Ayatollah Khamenei, no, Mahmoud, you're not supposed to say stuff. You're not supposed to tell the world what we're really like here. You're supposed to scare people. You're supposed to attack the Jews. You go ahead and talk about wiping out Israel, but you don't go to America and tell them that we don't have any homosexuals here. Anyway, they had to get him out of there. They had to put somebody in that they can make look like a moderate. And that's who Rouhani is. But the Ayatollahs, particularly the Ayatollah Khamenei, is the singular power. He is the supreme leader. That's his title. Whatever the Iranians are doing in the nuke deal is coming from the Ayatollah Khamenei. And all the rest of it is PR and marketing to make idiot American reporters think they're covering America. It's bogus. There's no similarity whatsoever to the American political system and the Iranians, much less the fact that the Ayatollah Khamenei is the equivalent of somebody like Ronald Reagan or Ted Cruz.